What's up YouTube, Marinol here, and today we're looking at what's inside this. This is a Technics V90D from 1988. It's their first of the SU-V series to have digital inputs. It's a nice amp, I've had it for quite a while, produces a lot of good solid power. It's rated for 110 watts a channel I think, at 0.05% distortion. Nice clicky buttons. Oh. A weighted volume knob. Everything just feels nice and solid. Metal front. Just feels good. So we're going to look inside this and I'm going to show you what the components are and what they do. And for a lot of people this will be the first time looking inside a high-end 80s amplifier. Anyway, let's get this top off. Alright, so covers off. Let's have a look at what we can see. Well, anyone that knows anything, that's a heatsink, obviously. Let's dive a little bit more into what is in here and what's attached to the heatsink. Well, here we have the MOSFETs. Each pair of these will do a channel, so this will probably be doing, yeah, it is doing the left channel, it's actually marked. So these are nice Sanken by Toshiba MOSFETs. They're actually very high quality, they're made in Japan. Good stuff. And it's actually attached to a proper nice solid heatsink. It's about 11 centimeters tall, give or take. Next up, we got some capacitors. Now, a lot of people think these type of capacitors give an amplifier dynamic range. Well, they kind of do, but mostly they filter out noise. They also store charge and discharge. You can see this one's a bit bulgy, but it's just the plastic, so it's fine. These are actually Technics branded caps. They're 100 volt, 12,000 microfarads. They're big. They stand about 10 centimeters tall. Now we got regulators. These are just regulating, well, that's exactly what they do, they're regulators. We got over here as well, another little heatsink, some other little caps. This heatsink here is cooling a, what is it? It is a bridge rectifier. Cool. That's basically converting AC to DC. Very simple. We got a little filter cap on the power button. I guess that stops any thumping. 2 fuses. So many fuses. Good sized transformer. Who makes it? Oh, I'll tell you guys, it's Panasonic. I'm not surprised at anything I don't like on this amp, which, you know, it's from the late 80s when they were starting to cut corners, is this. I hate having these types of ribbon cables. They're no good. Well, I mean, they're fine overall. But really, for a high-end amplifier, you should have nice thick wires. I mean, this, it's not a problem. It's not going to cause any harm to it. It's just not how I'd like to go. But hey, what are you going to do? Alright, let's have a look at the digital section of this amp. That's actually under this cover. All the analog parts are underneath here. So all the analog stuff is going nicely over here. Nice, relatively thick wires. Got a PCB board in the front. I'll turn this whole thing around and we'll have a look at the front as well. So hang with me for a second. So here we go, we can see it from the other side. This is the potentiometer. It's shielded in a little enclosure, the LED for the direct, and switches and everything go in the front panel here. Not much to see up there. You've got a bit more shielding over here. Makes a cool noise. But here we have this black cover. What's it covering? Well, here we go. This is the digital part of the board. Everything underneath here is to control digital. So over here is your optical and coaxial inputs. They go to this board. Can I take this off? No, they've soldered it. Well, that's mean. So here are the 2 differential amplifiers. There's a bit of discoloring around this board actually. This does look like what a cheap PCB board though, which is kind of annoying. More regulators. They're regulating power. Go into the chips, filter caps. Oh, you got a distortion. Ooh, distortion adjuster. Let's add more distortion. Nah, just kidding. DC offset. So basically this part here has its own amplifier and everything built into it. And it's shielded just to make sure noise doesn't get in. It actually sounds really good, it's nice and clean. Now it feeds back out, goes here, up and here, to the front switch, where then you can just push some buttons on the front to change as you wish. Let's see if we can get any further into this amp. No, it doesn't look like we really can. And if we could, there's nothing underneath there anyway. So let's have a little look at the back. We got some very hefty speaker inputs, voltage adjuster, direct input. So this is basically you put it to direct and it'll override all the controls, and you can use it as a power amp, tape deck, your standard range of inputs. It's got a phono preamp which does both magnetic cartridge and ceramic cartridges. So it's a pretty feature-packed amplifier for its age. I mean, there were definitely amplifiers out there with better specs than this, but this amplifier only cost, I think it was $1,200 US back in its day. Well, today you'd be like, oh, that's a lot of you, just for inflation. I mean, it's like $3 grand. But you get a good amplifier for what it is. I mean, I've used this for a few years now. It's never let me down. I haven't recapped it yet or anything. I've got the caps for it. I've been lazy and there's so much to do in here to get it out. It's a real pain in the ass. But yeah, it's a pretty solidly made amp. This is actually the weakest point of it. The front is held in by the case. There's no support rails or anything. It's late 80s. There's going to be corner cost, just cost reductions. You moved into the 90s period and that's when stuff went plastic. Unless you paid big money, everything was plastic. Just the way it is. And it's very unfortunate, really. But yeah, this is a quick look inside the Technics V90D. Thanks for watching.